focus. Jungkook shows off his muscles, ARMY goes wild. Hello pop lovers. In a world where beauty is often measured in perfection, where fame is calculated in numbers, and where strength is judged by appearance, there comes a moment when someone, without trying, breaks all the rules, simply by being true to themselves. That someone is Jungkook. And this time, the world didn't erupt because of a new chart-topping song, nor because of a dazzling stage performance, but because of something simpler, yet somehow more intimate, his body. Not just the muscles, not just the tone, not just the symmetry, but the story behind that body. The pain, the effort, the evolution, and the message it sends without a single word. This is the story of how Jungkook's transformation, physically and spiritually, left millions breathless. The boy who stood quietly at the back. We first met him in 2013. A boy of just 15. Big eyes, shy smile, uncertain posture. While others stepped forward, he often stayed behind. And yet, we couldn't look away. Because even then, there was something in his gaze. A flicker of something deep, ambition, maybe. Or hunger. Or the quiet fire of someone who knows they have something to prove. He didn't say much. He rarely stole the spotlight. But when he sang, you heard more than just a voice. When he danced, you saw more than just movement. You saw the raw, uncut beginnings of greatness. Still, no one could have imagined then that the quiet boy from Busan, who once struggled with confidence, would one day become the man the world now stops to stare at, stunned. The years of becoming. Becoming Jungkook wasn't easy. While others saw the glitz and glamour, behind the scenes was a boy growing up under pressure most adults couldn't handle. He trained while his friends played. He rehearsed while the world celebrated holidays. He smiled for cameras when his heart was aching. And all the while, he grew. Not just taller, not just stronger, but wiser, sharper, more determined. He began shaping himself, not only into the idol the world expected, but into the man he wanted to be. And yet, even as he began to shine, he carried a quiet burden, the burden of perfection. He was the golden maknae, expected to sing flawlessly, dance powerfully, speak modestly, look perfect, behave better than perfect. And that expectation would have broken lesser souls. But Jungkook? He endured. And he chose a new path. One that surprised us all. The transformation no one saw coming. It didn't happen overnight. There was no grand announcement. No PR campaign. Just a slow, steady shift. A few gym selfies. A casual tank top. A flash of biceps at the airport. A moment during a live stream where his t-shirt hugged his torso just a bit tighter than usual. And ARMY noticed. First with curiosity. Then with excitement. And finally, with awe. Suddenly, the Jungkook we had known for years, the sweet, energetic, adorable maknae, stood before us as a man. A man with broad shoulders and sculpted arms. A man who walked with purpose and power. A man who didn't just perform strength, he embodied it. And the world? It couldn't look away. Army's reactions, from shock to tears. Social media exploded. Fan cams trended. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Memes, edits, slow-motion videos dissecting every frame of his walk from the gym or military facility, every flex, every angle, surfaced within minutes. But it wasn't just about thirst. It wasn't just fangirls screaming, "OMG, look at his arms." It was deeper. It was emotional. Fans who had followed him for a decade broke down in tears. They remembered the Jungkook who once said he wasn't confident in his body. The boy who used to hide behind baggy clothes. The kid who felt like he wasn't enough, despite giving everything. And now, that boy had become a man who stood tall, unapologetically. It wasn't just about the muscles. It was about what they symbolized. Growth. self-love, power, healing. And that left ARMY in awe. What it takes to become him. Let's not romanticize this. Sculpting a body like Jungkook's takes brutal work. It takes discipline, military-level discipline, day after day, week after week. It takes consistency, even when the cameras are off. It takes saying no to comfort, and yes to pain. Waking up before the sun. Pushing past limits. Training in silence, when no one's watching. Choosing the gym over rest. Choosing health over indulgence. Choosing self-respect over external praise. And perhaps most of all, it takes belief. Belief that you're worth the effort. That your body is worth building. That your soul is worth nourishing. That even if the world expects one thing from you, you are allowed to become something else. And that belief? Jungkook built it. From the ground up. The philosophy behind the muscles. Some may still ask, why does it matter? Why do we care that Jungkook is muscular now? The answer is layered. Because in a world that constantly tells us we're not enough, Jungkook chose to show us what enough looks like, on his own terms. He didn't build his body to show off. He built it to prove to himself that he could. That he had power over his own narrative. And in doing so, he gave power to millions who felt powerless. To those battling eating disorders. To those struggling with self-image. To those who felt invisible. Jungkook's transformation said this. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to fall in love with yourself. Behind the strength, still softness. But even now, behind those sculpted arms, lies the same Jungkook. He still sings with trembling emotion. He still giggles at random moments. He still posts silly photos and worries about his hair. He still gets nervous before big events. The muscles didn't change his soul. If anything, they revealed it. Because now, when we look at Jungkook, we don't just see an idol. We see a man who fought battles in silence. Who healed wounds we never saw. Who turned pain into power. And who now walks not just as BTS's youngest member, but as a symbol of what it means to reclaim your story. Emotional music swells and fades. So yes, we couldn't focus when Jungkook showed off his muscles. But the truth is, what captured us wasn't just the body. It was the journey. The honesty. The fight. The evolution. Jungkook didn't just change his body. He changed the way millions see theirs. He didn't just get stronger. He reminded us that strength can be gentle, and softness can be powerful. He reminded us that growth is possible, at any age, in any form. So the next time we see Jungkook walk by, strong and steady, let's remember what it took to get there. And let's whisper to ourselves, I can be that strong too.